old are you?
Okay.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 50.
Okay, cool. We like that. A lot of young guys around nowadays. Okay. So I am Curt. We're going to talk about speaking today. I was rated as a speaking examiner in the year 2008, so I've had a lot of experience with this. And basically, who has done the examination before? Anybody? You have? Okay, so did you have, what score did you get on that?
7.5.
Got a 7.5, okay. How about you?
7.
7? So we got a lot of smart people. How about you? I've seen you before, right? 6, okay, good, now. Alright, topic today is why there are so many different topics in the speaking examination. Okay? As the promotion suggested. What was it, Regina? Life is like, IELTS Speaking is like a box of chocolates?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't be presenting the information like Forrest Gump, though. But, okay. Who can take a guess why there's so many different speaking topics? Would anybody know? What will be the purpose of that? Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Get to know the level of fluency.
Very good, yeah, you want the level of fluency, right? So we can't tell you, well, we'll have this topic, and this topic, because you can absolutely prepare block answers for it. So we give you a whole range of different topics to speak on, so we can actually test your English ability. Okay? So, take a guess. What are some ideas you have about speaking topics? Who knows some speaking topics?
Environment. Politics.
Environment, big one. Politics, I wouldn't say politics. No. There's 3 things in the West we say never to talk about. Politics, religion, and philosophy. Maybe you have this in Russia, right? Study, hobbies.
Museums.
Museums, that's good. That's a rare one, yeah. Food preferences.
Family.
Sport.
Transport.
Trying to get to your cities, yeah, okay. Jobs, families. Leisure times. Traffic's a big one, yeah. We see that a lot. Technology. Technology, yeah. Okay, good. So we have a wide range of these. Now, how can you prepare for this? You have all these different topics. Well, what do you think the best way to prepare for it would be?
Read articles.
That's one. Read articles.
I'm reading interesting articles that you have to hear from the different radio stations and watch English TV in order to see just different points of view from different people.
That's not bad. Good. I like smart people. Yeah, that's good. Alright, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Years of experience.
Years of experience, that is the big help, yeah. One thing I've noticed is if anybody has actually lived in like England or Australia, they understand more about the fluency of it. Yeah, sure. But I know other people too who have only lived in Russia, and they're pretty good. You're welcome. Okay, good. Alright, so, yeah, one of the best ways actually to prepare for this is, like he said, go and get other people's opinions, things like that, right? Long time, actually practicing a long time, okay? But I'll give you a few other methods that you can use to help prepare you for the speaking part. Okay, so, here we go. Now, who administers IELTS? It's an international English language testing system, that's what IELTS means, and we have over 500 test centers in 130 countries. We're only concerned about the one here, okay? Oh, my bad. There's a few different organizations involved with IELTS. One of them is the British Council, though they're not directly involved here in Russia. We have the University of Cambridge, who basically actually writes the examinations. And we have the IDP, which is located in Australia, and they're actually the administrative center of IELTS. Who knew that this is actually an Australian examination, not a British examination? You knew? It's actually Australian, believe it or not. Okay, next one. Alright, who accepts IELTS? It's recognized in more than 6,000 institutions in over 130 countries worldwide, including non-English speaking countries. It is increasing in the USA, probably for the reason because, who knows about TOEFL? Anybody know about TOEFL? Yeah, actually TOEFL is not an examination of English. It's actually an examination to test your ability to take tests in English. Okay? So this is actually an English, the only English test really in the world. So it is increasing in America. Now more and more we're seeing a lot of different institutions and universities in Moscow needing an IELTS score. Is anybody in that situation where you want to go to a university here in Moscow and they need an examination? Anybody? No?
university, but educational program here.
Okay, maybe one of them. But I have a couple guys coming in. They're like from an economics university. Like every year they start coming around now. Okay, so some of the institutions here that needed HSC. I have no idea what that is. Anybody? What's
British School of Economics.
Thank you. That's it. That's the one that's coming. Okay, good. British Higher School of Art and Design. All kinds of schools like that. Who wants to immigrate to another country? Anyone?
It's a secret.
Really?
Top secret.
Top secret, right. Okay. IELTS is also accepted if you want to do that by the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. If you want to go to America, you don't need an English test, but you have a lot of other requirements to fulfill. Trust me on that. Okay, next one, Reggie. All right, so we got 1.4 million candidates every year, which is a lot of people. That means you have a lot of competition also. Basically, the purpose here is to make a fair assessment of your true English abilities. So what we need is a variety of topics. Okay. Now, in the IELTS examination, we have 3 different parts in speaking. The first one is all about you. Do you know a lot about yourself?
Maybe.
To some extent? Okay, good. Do you think that these will be like actual direct questions, like things like what's your shoe size? Are you married? Do you have any children? Do you think they'll actually be direct questions like that?
Maybe they're going to be questions asking about our opinion on some topics.
Not quite yet. That'll be part 3. Part 1, what is it?
No, not really this.
Direct questions?
Yes.
Okay, these are going to be pretty direct. Is that?
Direct, what do you do for living?
What's your
For example,
occupation?
do you study or do you work?
Right, do you work, do you study? That's one very common phrase that we have. Okay, but these basically are going to be topics about you, right? We'll get into that a little bit later, but they're always just going to be topics related to you. Okay. The next one, part 2, is what we call the long term. Now what we do is we give you a card, and you have to describe a person, place, object, activity, or event, right? And then you have to explain why it's like your favorite or something like that. But all the information will be on that card. Okay? Now, part 3 is what we call the discussion. It's basically a general discussion about the topic in part 2, and that's where we get your opinions, right? Things like that, your agreement on certain topics, make a choice, everything like that. Okay. All right. Here we go. Academic versus general training. We got just some demographics here. 60% are female. Most are 20 to 23. A lot of them want to go to the United Kingdom. Some want to go to Germany, Norway, and Finland. That's becoming more popular. And the males, basically 68% of them take IELTS. Whoops. Okay, it was a recent, thank you. Recent survey, excuse me. Most of them are 25 to 35 years old. A lot of them go for immigration and work permits, things like that. However, the bulk of IELTS is used for academic ventures in English-speaking countries. Okay, here we go.
There's no difference in the speaking part, right?
Absolutely no difference, right? If you're general training or academic, yeah, you still get the same type of questions. The only thing that's different about general training is the first 2 sections in reading and writing task 1. That's the only difference. In writing task 1, you get a letter instead of statistics. Okay, recent survey, 2009, about 2/3, almost 2/3, no, 3/4 of the people, right, do an academic, a little over a quarter in general. In BKC, most of the people take academic, 80%, and only 20% take general training. Just some general statistics for you. All right, the test itself, we got 3 hours, okay, about 3 to 4 hours in there. You got listening, reading, writing, and tested separately is speaking, okay. Now, whenever you do the first 3 parts, that'll basically be done straight through, no breaks. However, when you do the speaking, you actually can wait up to 7 hours that day, or they may ask you to come back another day. For example, the examination at the end of this month, we have some people coming in for speaking next week. So they'll just come in and do the speaking, that's it, then come in and do their whole examination. Okay. All right, so get into speaking a little bit more. Now we have academic and general training. It's all 11 to 14 minutes. I would say maybe 15 minutes. You have 1 examiner and 1 candidate. So has anybody done any examinations like FCE?
Yeah.
You did FCE? Okay, so you had another person with you when you were speaking, right? Yeah, and you had 2 examiners. Okay.